So I'm parked at a stop here a little bit ago, and waiting on a truck to get loaded, and I end up watching this short video of this of a lecture that's going on out at I believe it was Portland, Oregon, Portland University, and you've got this panel of professors that are up in front of the crowd, and the mediator had just introduced the panel members, and one of the panel members begins to speak. Now, this is a lecture on biology, human biology, physiology, things of that nature, relatively simple, you'd think. And the first professor starts out by citing the anatomical, biological, and physiological differences between men and women, i.e. how a man and woman's skeletal and muscular systems are different, and that men are, on average, taller than women. Okay, I mean, this is biology. It's scientific fact. It's numbers. Everything's there. Well, anyways, long story short, you get three of these little idiots in the audience, just temper tantrum throwing infants, that get up and storm out, and one of them knocks over the PA system on their way out, cutting off the audio feed from the panel's microphones. And they roll out into the lobby. One of them has to be taken out by police. And they roll into the lobby and start screaming about how that's sexist and they're Nazis and they're all brainwashed and there's no room for fascist ideas. And I just keep going back to the video I did on BC, on the BC culture, and I was like, you know what? There it is! Prime freaking example of what the PC culture has raised in our country and what it has done to our kids. They have been brainwashed and indoctrinated to embellish any fantasy they want and then push it on everybody else as fact, no matter how ludicrous the idea might be. And the worst of it is they don't even know the definitions of what it is they're screaming about. They don't even know the definition of fascism. What is fascism? Let's think about this. You got groups of these little spoiled infants running around in masks and carrying baseball bats and wearing football pads, and they're shouting down anybody who doesn't agree with them, and screaming and causing riots and destroying statues, erasing history, making sure that people with other viewpoints don't get a chance to speak at all. Doesn't matter how scientifically backed up they are, they're not going to let them speak. They throw their temper tantrums, they become rioters and assailants, and then sit back and try and say that, well, we're just demonstrating, we're expressing ourselves. No, you're an assailant, you need to go to jail. But having that zero responsibility and zero accountability bred into them over an entire generation or 2 generations, now it seems like it's going on, it's okay. You cannot fight against sexism, racism, fascism, or Nazism by employing sexism, racism, fascism, and Nazism. If you are using the tools of what it is you're supposedly fighting against, well, I mean, that goes to the bigger hypocrisy of these left-wing nut jobs. You don't get to shout down other people. There was a, man, I think it was in North Carolina, a while back. I'll have to check my facts and all. But this, a white supremacist, white nationalist, whatever they call themselves, yeah, they're disgusting human beings. I think it's cowardice to say you don't like somebody or you're judging somebody based on the color of their skin. That's stupid. Absolutely stupid. People are judged by their actions. So anyways, this white nationalist tries to speak and ends up getting drowned out by some Antifa members or the anti-white supremacists. Understood. I get it. You don't like his viewpoint. You don't like his ideas. I don't like his ideas. But that's the First Amendment. So when anybody else gets up, two of my favorite people, Ann Coulter and Ben Shapiro. You ever seen them try to speak? They have been shut out of liberal universities for being conservative. Weren't allowed to speak. And the university had cited something like, well, it's too dangerous to have you speak here, and it's promoting civil discourse and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is they had a bunch of these little Antifa brats running around and didn't have the balls to sick the police on them. If they are employing fascism to shut somebody else down from speaking, they are the fascists. They are the Nazis. World War II. They had the Nazi book burners. They would have rallies orchestrated by Adolf Hitler to burn books. Burn them. Why in God's green earth would you do that? Unless you are trying to control the populace. You can't burn them. Those who forget their history are doomed to repeat it. We may not like our history, may completely disagree with it, think it was absolutely horrible, but it's still history. And if you silence it, you will live it over again. You will. A lot of what I've seen, a lot of what these protests are over, the oppression and racism and stuff like that, quite honestly, I think a lot of it's imagined. People are desperate for an excuse for their own failings, their own shortcomings. It's somebody else's fault. I didn't get what I wanted because of the color of my skin. This is the land of opportunity, not the land of we are going to give it to you for free. If you want it, you gotta earn it. Go out and get it. If someone is genuinely being racist towards you, fine. Go get them. Fight them. But you better have a clear-cut case. You better be able to cite it. You better, have the smoking gun to be able to prove it. Oppression? I'm sorry. The civil rights movement is over. They won. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. won. Every single American citizen has the exact same rights and opportunities as every other single American citizen. I had the opportunity to go to college. Did, for a semester. Hated it. Poured out of my mind. It was like high school all over again. That's when I figured out. Basically when I figured out I was an operator. I'm not a scholar. Don't intend on being. I voice my opinion, which I have the absolute right to do, but I'm not a scholar. I'm okay with that. I drive a truck for a living. It provides well for my family. I like my job. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not blaming anybody else because I'm not a multi-millionaire. That's stupid. What right do I have to blame somebody else for my own shortcomings? I wouldn't even call them shortcomings. I'm good at what I do. I'm an operator, hands-on, builder. I enjoy enjoy building things, but that is me. Just because I am not a multimillionaire does not give me the right to attack multimillionaires who built what they have and earned it. Your PC culture needs to grow up. You don't get it for free. You have the opportunity to earn it. You can't completely silence those who do not see things the same way you do. But it's just going to keep coming around until it gets dealt with. Until these kids are arrested and meant to answer for their crimes, they're not going to change. They're going to keep employing fascism against anybody that doesn't agree with them. And that is sad. It's just sad. I cannot believe that they even try to think this way. There's no end game. There's no logical conclusion to what it is they're doing. If they follow this stuff through to their logical ends, they're going to see that it doesn't work. And there's a lot of them who are trying to do the same thing with gun bans. They think that somehow we're going to confiscate everybody's guns. Ha ha! Good luck. You don't seem to understand that even though your viewpoint is that everybody's guns should be confiscated, there are just as many people on the other side that say you are not going to infringe on our constitutional rights. And in order to do so, you are going to have to become the biggest hypocrite on the planet, pick up a gun yourself, and come shoot us in the head to get them. I've seen a couple of different flags, t-shirts, things like that. I thought the sayings on them were very, very relevant and very truthful and honest, really. One of them said, "I'm willing to die to protect my Second Amendment." Are you willing to die to try and take it from me? That's a pretty good question. Because these infants seem to think that, oh, well, we're going to get the police and military to come take your guns. You really think the police and military are going to turn on its own citizenry like that? They're going to turn on you. I truly believe the police and military would turn on any leaders who try to strip constitutional rights away from American citizens. And they should. It is their duty to disobey any unlawful or unconstitutional orders given to them by their superiors. I would. Bye-bye. No way. But, unfortunately, that's the culture we have. Got a lot more to talk about. And it'll be coming up. See you soon. Rick's Rolling Rant.